Wealth gap. That's the gap between what you're worth and what your wealth goal is, because what's hiding in there is your business worth. If you don't know what your wealth gap is, you're driving 100 miles an hour with a blindfold on. Your wealth gap is the real hidden treasure sitting right inside your business, and most entrepreneurs have no clue how to unlock it. And we're gonna do that right now in 3, in 2, in 1. All right, before we get into it, I want to make sure that we've had this calculator before, but we have it again. It's the wealth gap calculator. We talked about your wealth goal, all right, but this is a wealth gap calculator. There's one thing getting your wealth goal, but there's also another one actually calculating the gap. We've given this lead magnet away before. You're going to want to go in the description. You're going to want to check that out. I'm going to tell you why this single calculation could determine if you end up financially free or working until you die. We're going to break it down. We're going to calculate together, and I'm going to show you exactly what that number is going to be for you. If you have trouble following along, like I said, go to the description, and we've broken everything down for you so that you can calculate your wealth gap by yourself. Now, before we get into it, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I really want you to follow us along, because this show is only getting better. And if you're at all interested in the business side of it and how you can actually evaluate your company and just keep that number moving up, I'm going to show you all the ways that you can do it. I'm going to give all of it to you for free if you are a business owner looking to do that. Also, follow me across all the different social media channels. You're going to want to see a lot of that content, because you're going to be able to learn a lot from a lot of the experience that I have, not just in entrepreneurship, but also as a business broker and as an exit planning advisor. So let's get right into it, guys. So the big idea here, guys, is your wealth gap is your wealth potential. Your wealth gap is your wealth goal minus your current net worth. That's it. So if your goal is to have $10 million and your current net worth is $2 million, your wealth gap is $8 million. But here's the kicker. That $8 million, guess where that is? It's hiding inside of your business. That's where it is. So you need to get a valuation on your business so you could know exactly how much more money you need to fill up that wealth gap. So I've given this example before. If you want $10 million, you're worth $2 million, you've got an $8 million wealth gap. When you do the valuation on your business, if your business right now today is worth $1 million, you've got $7 million in valuation to go. So you better start working to increase that value so you can get to that number where you can ultimately retire with all the money that you need. And even if you get to that number, guess what you've built? What I like to call a well-oiled machine that could ultimately run without you, so then you can decide what you want to do from there. So I'm going to tell you a quick story. This guy's name is Peter, right? Peter did a calculation. His wealth goal was $20 million. His net worth was around $3 million at the time. He felt sick to his stomach. He was like, what? $17 million stood between him and his true freedom. But then he realized that most of that $17 million wasn't going to come from his salary, wasn't going to come from his dividends, wasn't going to come from his hustle income. It was going to come from building his business to a point where he could sell at a premium multiple. That was the only way to close the gap in this lifetime, by literally putting that gap in the business to make sure that he could ultimately sell the business. Now, it doesn't matter what the salary is, doesn't matter what the profit is. It goes down to building a business that can ultimately sell. We've talked about the 4 C's. We've talked about the actual value drivers. When you hit all these things, you don't only just sell a business for what it's worth, you sell it for its highest multiple. And that's really the goal. So now a business that maybe $1 million in profit at a 10x multiple is actually worth $10 million. But if you don't implement the things that I've been teaching you, it may only sell for $2 million. So think about that. Think about what that wealth gap is. And let's teach you the framework. Step 1 is you're going to want to calculate your wealth gap, okay? I want you to write down what your wealth goal is. We've talked about this before. Come up with a goal. What do you want to do when you no longer have your business? These are things that you have to think about. What's the number that gets you complete freedom? I want you to subtract what your current net worth is. If it's something you need to go to your financial advisor, find out what your net worth is, then get that number. Wealth goal minus net worth, guess what? That's your wealth gap, okay? I want you to really let it sit in. I want you to feel it, okay? I want you to let it piss you off if possible. And I want to let it drive you. That gap is where you want to hit. That's the number you want to hit in the valuation of your business. You've just honestly uncovered something something that most business owners never actually uncover, okay? And if you want to figure out how to do it, I want you to go into the description. You could download the calculator that we put together so that you can make sure. So pause this video and go ahead and download the calculator that we put together for you so you can figure out exactly what that gap is and where you need to get in valuation. Step number 2, I want you to understand that 80% is in your business. So if your wealth gap is $8 million and 80% is coming from your business, that means your business better be worth at least $6.4 million in exit. Okay. And if you don't have a valuation on your business, you might want to go ahead and get that done now so that you could hit that $6.4 million. That's step number 2. Step number 3, obviously, we're going to increase the valuation of your business. Now, how do we do that? We do that with the 4 C's. All right. We've gone over that. Human capital, right? Do you have recurring revenue? Do the people enjoy working? Do they actually run the company without you? Number 2 is customer capital. Do you have a loyalty customer base? Or do you have a diverse amount of customers where you're not just focused and 50% of your revenue doesn't come from 1 or 2 customers? Structural capital, that's your systems and processes that you could actually transfer to someone else. Social capital, what kind of branding and market position do you have? Focus on those 4 things and you're going to start increase the valuation of your business immediately. All right? Step number 4 is make it not owner dependent. If you're involved in all of the processes of your company and it cannot run without you, terrible multiple, because no buyer wants to buy a job. No private equity firm wants a job without somebody already in place that could actually run the job without you. So make sure that your entire team is doing what they have to do so that you're not in the day-to-day operations. Step number 5 is when you exit at the top. You've literally just built the sell. You think like a buyer. Okay, think like a buyer. I want you to think like a buyer. You have to create the systems, the margins, the cash flow, and the independence that buyers actually pay top dollar for. If systems are in place, if the culture is great, if you've got branding and you've got marketable material, and you are not involved in any of the day-to-day operations, that will sell for its highest possible multiple. Think now about it. Implement these things now so you can get top valuation for your company. I cannot tell you how important it is. So what do we got? Step number 1. Calculate the wealth gap. Number 2, understand that 80% is in your business. Number 3, increase the valuation with the 4 C's. Number 4, make it so it's not owner dependent. And number 5, exit at the top. And just realize and remember that when you calculate your wealth gap, it's going to be tough. It's going to be cold. It's going to be eye-opening, and it might even piss you off. Just accept that 80% of your wealth is in your business. Then you build your business with the 4 C's, you build the business with the value drivers, and you make it run without you. And you just drive its valuation up through the freaking roof. And that's what we got. I'm going to give you homework, okay? Right now, today, press pause, calculate your wealth gap. Write down your wealth goal. Subtract your current net worth. And then I want you to DM me on Instagram what the number is. I want to know. I want to know what the wealth gap is for you, okay? And then you're going to want to get the business valuation right then and there to see how far away you are with the wealth gap. If you don't know your valuation, you could also go download it with the calculator that we've left in one of our other videos, and you could figure out what your valuation is on your own as well. So make sure that you just stop guessing. Stop being so much in the grind. You're the visionary. You're the CEO. You have to see ahead of time. And you should always be seeing an exit in mind. Because when that dollar comes out and puts a smile on your face, you're going to be pretty happy that you had it set up that way. So stop guessing. Start building like you're actually exiting tomorrow. I'm telling you, there's no better way to run a business. And then the last thing is just make sure you download that calculator so you can calculate everything. And that's it, guys. Subscribe and like and share to everyone. Every other business owner and every entrepreneur needs to be watching these videos. I'm telling you, speaking from the heart, it's going to help. And follow me on social media because I've got all this content and other content and all kinds of stuff to ultimately help you really build a well-oiled machine. And that's it, guys. I'm already running out of time. We'll see you next week. Peace out.